Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Sports. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Drama. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Sports. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Sports drama. Yo, what up? Apparently, Shannon Sharpe is getting sued, man. He's getting sued. Apparently for talking a bunch of trash on somebody who used to be one of the greats. Favre. Yeah, I said it, Favre. I'm no longer saying Favre. He doesn't deserve that. He's Favre.
Shannon, how much do you think this could tarnish Brett Favre's legacy?
Well, I don't think none can tarnish it. Because if you go back and look at his history when he played in the NFL, they should have tarnished it already.
Ooh.
I talked to people that was the text message that he sent to that jet masseuse, addiction that he suffered from. You got to be a sorry mofo to steal from the lowest of the low.
Shouldn't he be rich?
Any way the media can find out where it came from and how much. So if you got to ask, ask this question.
Guilty conscience, Brett Favre. Favre, I mean.
You already know you're doing something wrong. The mere fact that you don't want anybody to know. So, you see what Brett Favre did for his alma mater? No, he didn't get no money came out of his pocket. He stole money from people that really needed that money.
Yep. Ooh, you're a thief, he says.
This is embarrassing. You got to be really low to take from the poorest of the poor.
Brett's got a gambling problem or something, allegedly.
This is what we know. Skip, when black and brown people do fraud the government, they hell bent. You get an EBT card or you get WIC or you get stuff like that, boy, they move heaven and earth to try to put you in jail for $400 little measly dollars.
Fact.
Now this man done took $1 million. Somebody got $3 million. Somebody got $400,000. Yep. And they sitting around like, well, you know, it happened, and we'll see. And they're going to get more money.
Brett Favre stole $1 million.
The Mississippi Department of Human Services had to file a civil lawsuit against Brett Favre because he had not paid back the interest he owed on the $1.1 million that he was fraudulently given for giving no speeches.
Right. And he won't even pay the 1.1 back. He won't even pay the interest on the money.
Right. It's $228,000.
I mean, you got to be really low.
Damn, the interest is $228K?
And politicians, you got to be really low, too. To know that this money is supposed to go to the most underserved, and you take it and give it to people that's made millions or got millions or have the potential to make millions, and you're willing to do that, you're willing to let your people starve, you let your people go underserved, and Brett Favre, you took this money, ain't nothing good. Skip, this is what we know.
Yep.
If people like you, there is nothing you can do to turn them against you. We've seen this before now. We see what's going on right now. We got people bending themselves, becoming contortionists, trying to explain away what somebody doing with top secret documents at their location. They bend themselves in pretzel. They looking like Neo in the Matrix.
Yep.
So nothing Brett Favre can do. But he's been a sleazeball. He's been shady for a very, very long time.
Calling it out. A long time.
To all of your points, the one thing I'm pretty sure about is Brett Favre will not be seen in any more national TV commercials from this point forward.
Why won't? Skip, they knew about this. He's still in Copper John. He's still throwing passes to Jerry Rice.
This will end that.
Whatever.
Dang, he looks dejected.
We start with his career. And obviously, the great John Madden helped make Brett Favre's career.
Considering that he held the Patriots hostage, how many years did he hold the Patriots? The Packers hostage.
The Packers.
How many, Skip? Because isn't that locker room behavior? Well, I'm not playing. I want to retire. I don't want to come to minicamp. I don't want to come to training camp. Trade me. Isn't that locker room behavior? Couldn't that be used against him? Never brought up.
It was diva behavior at the very least.
It was a different time.
So
before
now I go
Twitter.
Back to Jeff Pearlman's book that this is just the worst, and it does tarnish his off the field legacy. You can't take away from what he did.
Tarnish.
Won MVPs.
Yeah, you did it.
Shatters it.
Yeah,
we got it.
Two things can be true though.
Two things. This is so over the line that as yet he has not been criminally charged, nor has the ex-governor who he conspired with.
Yeah.
But something is going to come down from
They
this.
should.
Yes.
I mean, you doing ill. I mean,
conspired with a governor?
Communicating through text about illegal activity. You already said, if you pay me, will the media find out about this?
Yep.
Skip.
That's about as damning as it gets.
Skip. And then $1.1 million in speeches. Who the hell are you going to talk to? Poor people don't want to hear no damn encouragement. They need help. They need supplies. So what? You give them a pep talk? What the hell? What speeches is he going to skip? Tell me the speeches that he could possibly give that's going to help the Mississippi's most underserved. That's going to do something for them.
You ain't saying ish, Brett Favre.
He's not bringing supplies. How did he help team pregnancy? What? You got to be pretty low that you would take from the most underserved to fill your need, or so you can seem philanthropic. Really? Because if you know they say, man, you see what Brett did? $5 million for a volleyball arena. Do that. He ain't do nothing. The biggest criminals, the people that steal the most, look like that.
Yeah.
Top tier thief.
And now he's not going to be able to
Womanizer.
rise above this one.
Give him a year. Give him a year.
So?
He'll be
I don't
right
think
back.
so.
He'll be right back on it.
I don't
Skip, when they like you, you're untouchable.
A lot to unpack here. Stephen A., how do you feel about the Brett Favre situation now?
Feelings. Let's get our feelings in
very,
here.
Very bad.
Bad
Brett Favre.
things.
The fact of the matter is that you have a former governor, a now former governor, who was telling him that what we're doing here may be illegal. And according to the allegations, Favre pushed forward anyway.
Some gray area here.
In excess of $5 million.
We're moving some funds
I
around.
read this correctly, all right? Favre was also involved in diverting at least $5 million in welfare funds. Welfare funds. When you talk about
Welfare
serving
funds.
disenfranchised,
How
disadvantaged,
does Brett Favre get his
disenfranchised
hands on
communities,
welfare funds?
What the hell are you doing being involved in something that involves you diverting funds?
LaFavre.
Welfare funds. That is just awful. There is no way around this. And so he's not doing his radio show. He's not talking right now. You call it what it is. He's hiding. And it's probably wise on the advice of his lawyers or what have you. But what can he say? Because the fact of the matter is either there was a dereliction of duty that you were exercising. You weren't doing the things that you were supposed to do, or you were completely ignorant and oblivious to what was transpiring. And nobody's going to believe that because, again, you were pushing for something that would benefit your daughter because she was on the volleyball team at that time and you wanted this volleyball stadium and all of this other stuff. And so it's something that we have to talk about. It's something that shouldn't be avoided.
Wait, volleyball gets their own stadium?
Having conversations
They got their own stadium? Don't they just play in the basketball gym? In the off season? When no one's around?
Sensual relationships that's none of anybody's damn business that was going on in the NBA. Here you got a guy that was obviously a star and a Hall of Famer in the National Football League, and you're involved in some scandal like this. This is very, very bad. He does not get a pass on it. But again, we have to be responsible enough to say that these are allegations.
Do not pass go, Brett Favre.
To be guilty, but it looks very, very bad for him.
Brett
And the fact
Favre
that he's
under
hiding out
fire.
And he's not available for anybody to scrutinize him publicly about exactly what his actions were, what his intent was, et cetera, makes it look even worse.
He's got a boating trip to go on, bro. Don't judge him.
Urban View Radio.
It's hunting
Sirius
season.
XM, Channel 126 this morning for a little bit. And every caller
Snipe
calling
hunting.
up there wanted to talk about Brett Favre and how Brett Favre's name should be removed from the Hall of Fame. I don't know if that's the case, but I know this much. If he is found to be guilty of these allegations that have been levied against him, when you're taking from the poor, the desolate, and the disenfranchised for your own selfish purposes, to hell with the Hall of Fame stuff. He should be in jail.
Jail!
If that is found to be true. And I say if, because we don't know.
Allegedly in jail.
Yeah, Stephen A.,
Come on, Brett
these
Favre.
allegations are true, man. This is the perfect kind of example of don't meet your heroes. I grew up, Brett Favre was one of my favorite quarterbacks ever as a kid. And if these allegations are true, man,
Not
this is
mine.
the lowest of low.
He's no
And it's
John
one of those
Elway in my
examples
book.
Of, if no one checks your power, you feel like you're invincible in a way. If what is being said about him is true. In the Bible, in Luke 12:3, it says, what is said in darkness will always come out in light. And it just didn't seem, at least in these reports, that
Brett Favre
this
is the reverse Robin Hood.
If true.
Yo, let's check it out.
Accusing
Sports
him of
Center,
making
sports,
egregious
sports.
false and defamatory statements Attorneys for Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre
defamed
took
him.
aim
He's
Thursday
lost
at
money.
some of his more vocal critics.
He's got a
Filing
weird smirk
lawsuits
on his
against
face always,
Mississippi
huh?
State Auditor Shad White and former NFL players and current sports commentators Shannon Sharpe and Pat McAfee.
And all of a sudden, I'm getting sued.
Getting sued, allegedly.
No.
Or no, absolutely.
Quotes that were in that lawsuit were certainly accurate. But there's one word I believe that was said often on this particular program, if you were to watch it all, and that would be allegedly.
Allegedly.
In 2020, Mississippi state auditors discovered that at least $77 million in public money earmarked for the neediest families instead went to powerful people in the state. According to a civil lawsuit, Favre pushed state officials to provide $5 million for a new volleyball facility at his alma mater, the University of Southern Mississippi.
Come on, do it for me. I'm Brett Favre.
$1 million in welfare funds for speeches he never made.
I'm good for it.
Favre eventually paid back that $1.1 million, but the state auditor now demands he paid $228,000 in interest.
He's called me and my team liars, despite the fact that there's clear evidence that he benefited.
I seen a house fly.
And honestly, I think Mr. Favre would be better off repaying the full amount of money that he owes the state rather than paying New York litigators.
According to Favre's lawsuit against McAfee, McAfee called Favre a thief who was stealing from poor people.
Allegedly a thief who's stealing from the poor.
Made similar comments on his show in September.
First of all, he has to prove that the statements are false.
Matthew Leash is an attorney specializing in First Amendment cases.
It's his burden to show that they're false. And also, equally importantly, he has to show that they were spoken with what's called actual malice. And that's a really tough standard.
Favre has never been criminally charged, but he remains one of dozens of defendants in an ongoing civil lawsuit in Mississippi.
Come on,
Favre and his attorneys have said he never knew the money he was asking for was intended to help.
Could have just done car washes on the weekend.
ESPN, I'm John Barr.
Thanks, John Barr and ESPN. Appreciate the breakdown. Come on, Brett Favre. What's your problem, man? Get out there with the car washes and the mud wrestling and, I don't know, the 50-yard throws. You're Brett Favre. Do something besides steal money, allegedly. Or reappropriate funds, allegedly. Anyways, we'll chop this baby up and see what we can do. Sports! Drama. Anyways, maybe they can have like a YouTube fight. What do you think? That'd be... Shannon Sharpe would mess him up. Wouldn't even be funny. You'd have to have Brett Favre have a couple people with him. Anyways, I'll check you guys later. I'm Psycho.